Welcome to Eerie Trails. Where the roads twist deeper than they should, and shadows remember your name. Here, every story is more than just a tale. It's a warning. So buckle up, keep your lights on, and whatever you do, don't stop listening, because on these trails, something is always following. James Carter had always been a night owl, working graveyard shifts as a security guard at a tech office in Springfield, Illinois. He thought he'd seen it all: drunks stumbling in, raccoons triggering motion sensors, teenagers daring each other to break in. But what happened that October wasn't like anything he could explain. It all started with a knock. 2:33 a.m., a perfectly timed, deliberate knock on the front glass door of the building. Not a bang. Not a panic. Just tap, tap, tap. James checked the monitors. There was no one there. He stepped out, flashlight in hand. The street was empty. The parking lot, silent. Just cold autumn wind and a security guard's imagination. He went back inside. Another knock. Exactly 2:33 a.m. again. No one. Over the next week, the knocks returned. Always the same time. Always the same pattern. But one night, James saw someone. A man in a brown uniform, like a delivery driver, standing still just outside the glow of the overhead lights. He wore a cap low over his face and a name tag that simply read, Collector. When James stepped outside, the man was gone. No car, no footsteps, just empty air. James tried to laugh it off. Maybe someone was messing with him. Maybe it was a prank, a viral TikTok or something. But that night, he had the first dream. He was standing in the hallway of his childhood home. The lights were flickering. Photos on the walls were all missing faces, blank ovals, where eyes and mouths should be. He walked into the kitchen and found his mother, or someone shaped like her. She turned around slowly. Her eyes were bleeding, and from behind her, the man in the brown uniform whispered, "It's almost time to collect." James woke up screaming. The dreams kept coming, each night more vivid, more detailed. The collector would show him moments from his past, things James hadn't thought about in decades. The time he stole from a friend, the fight he had with his brother, the girl he ghosted in college and never apologized to, all his regrets, all his sins, one by one, revisited, and each time the collector got closer. One night, James woke up at his desk. His computer was on, but the screen showed a countdown, 3 nights left. He hadn't set it. He couldn't close it. He called the police. They came, checked the building. No signs of forced entry. No CCTV footage of anyone entering. One of the officers said, "You look like you haven't slept in days. You sure you're okay?" James wasn't. On the second to last night, he stayed at a hotel across town. No electronics, no phone, no internet. But still, at 2:33 a.m., someone knocked on the room door. When he opened it, the hallway was empty, except for a package. Inside, a sealed envelope, his name on it in perfect handwriting. The letter inside read, "James Carter, you have 2 more regrets left. We only collect what's owed." The collector. James drove to his sister's house, the only family he had left. He hadn't spoken to her in years, not since the argument after their dad died. He confessed everything: the knocks, the dreams, the letters. She thought he was having a breakdown. Begged him to check into a hospital. He agreed. But at the E, when they asked for his name, the receptionist frowned. "Sorry, sir. This ID's flagged as deceased." He laughed nervously. "That's impossible." She showed him the screen. James Carter. Date of death, October 14th. Today was October 17th. He ran. Outside, across the street. The collector waited. Smiling. James fled back to his office. Locked every door, shut off every light. Final night, 2:33. The knock came again, but this time the door opened itself. The collector stepped in. He wasn't scary, just calm. Neatly dressed, face clean-shaven, eyes empty. He walked slowly toward James and placed a black leather book on the desk. It had James's name on the cover. Inside, pages and pages of memories, mistakes, regrets, missed chances, cruelties he had forgotten. The collector said, "We don't punish, we don't forgive. We simply take what people leave behind." James asked, "What are you taking?" The collector smiled. "Everything you buried." Then placed one hand on James's forehead. James woke up. Not in the office, not in his bed, just a white windowless room. No doors, just a small slot in the wall where a note appeared. Collected. Next, room 704. Target, Emily Sharp. Regrets, 6 remaining. James looked down. He was wearing a brown uniform. A name tag. It read, Collector. Now it's his turn. To walk the night. To knock on the doors of people who think their secrets are safe, because the world doesn't forget. It simply waits to collect.